Hi students, today we are going to discuss about our new topic, that is plant breeding or plants and its importance and plants to human welfare. Before going to discuss about that topic, in the previous chapter, previous lesson, microbes in human welfare, we have small topic is remaining. So, we better to finish that particular small topic, that is challenges posed by microbes. After that, we go to discuss about plant breeding, plants in human welfare. Okay students, already we discussed something well about microbes and their role in various topics, in various aspects what we are obtaining, important or useful phenomenon what we seen already in the previous chapter. Okay, there we are discussing about their important and useful things what we are obtaining regularly from microbes. But here those microbes at the same time they are also giving or pose challenges to the human society. Okay, these are the microbes are going to pose some challenges. Okay, microbes pose challenges. Microbes pose challenges to human society. Human society in the form of diseases, in the way of diseases. Already we discussed it. Microorganisms all are not harmful. At the same time, all are not useful. Some are harmful, some are useful. But now we are discussing about, already we discussed well about useful things what we obtain from microbes, right ma'am? But now we little bit discussion is needed for about microbes who are going to give some challenges to the human society in the way of diseases. Okay, so many diseases caused by disease causing organisms, especially like microbes. Those microbes which causes diseases are called pathogens. Understood? Right ma? The study of pathogens is called pathology. The study through which we understand the diseases and disease causing organisms. Okay? So now through this topic we are trying to understand that microbes, what role they play in the cause of diseases. Dear students, now got the point? So here these are the microbes which they pose challenges to the human society. How we are going to eradicate, how we are going to control these diseases caused by the microorganisms. You know, microorganisms like viruses, bacteria, fungi, which rapidly they causes some diseases to the plants and animals and human beings. Understood? In this particular way, what are the right and appropriate and suitable steps are needed to take by the human beings to control the diseases caused by the microorganisms, means to control the activity of microbes. Understand? So here already we know, okay, already we followed so many variety of variety therapeutics we follow. In the production of antibiotics already we made. The antibiotics, the medicines which they are actively affected the diseases caused by the microbes, already we know. Okay, in the same way so many technologies are there what made by man for control the growth of pathogens, for control the growth of harmful microbes which are going to cause diseases. Understood? And so many diseases are going to be stopped by taking vaccination. We are already, you know, all the people you know very well, we follow to take vaccination, okay, in the right and appropriate stages of life cycle or our lifespan to control these microbes or pathogens which are going to cause some diseases. In that way, we need to take some more steps. We need to follow the study of genes of disease causing organisms or pathogens. What is the sequence of genetic information is present in the disease causing organisms? First case to study. We have to study very well, understood, of pathogens and their genetic information. How can we destroy the genetic sequence of those pathogens? By giving what kinds of chemicals in the form of therapeutics we follow, either antibiotics or whatever the chemicals we are taken as passive, increase the passive immunity or resistant towards the diseases, is also very much important. To take that type of tactics and steps by using technologies, man should go to increase and implement the programs and discoveries of new therapeutics which are going to eradicate or control the microbes which causes diseases. Understood? So that's why this is a topic little bit trying to give information about the control of pathogens and their growth and disease causing organisms. How can we control them and how can we stop their growth? Understand, students? Now here we must discuss about these particular pathogens and their activity. Study well by two scientists like microbiologists. Already you know what is microbiology. Here two different scientists, they follow to study well about the microorganisms, whoever they may be. Especially here in that in this particular topic we discuss, these scientists are going to be discussed about pathogens, disease causing microbes. So microbiologists and epidemiologists. Microbiologists and epidemiologists, what functions the epidemiologists? Thought about disease causing organisms. Disease causing organisms, that is pathogens. They are very much alert and aware to study well about the pathogens and their genetic sequence and what are the actions or what are the disease they are giving to the humans and animals or plants. Simply understood. Microbiologists always they study well about the microorganisms and their functions and their role and their activities. And epidemiologists, how these microorganisms are going to be distributed. How do these organisms distributed in the world? From place to place, how they are infected or spread over their number. How are going to be increase their population? How they sustain their life in the organisms? How they proliferate their number? Everything studied well by the scientists, epidemiologists. And what is the percentage of people affected by this particular disease causing organism? And what are the symptoms? And what are the steps are needed to control those diseases and symptoms in all the human beings and animals and plants? Everything studied well by the scientists, epidemiologists. So these two scientists thought about the disease causing organisms or microbes which are giving challenges to us. They are giving challenges. If you have that much ability, you just stop me or just stop me. Me here means pathogens. They are posing some challenges. So how can we eradicate? What are the steps are needed to send back those challenges given by the microorganisms? Understood? Like pathogens. So here we discussed by using new therapeutics what we are adding here. Understood? We follow new therapeutics. Why should we go for new therapeutics or new techniques? Because already we follow antibiotics. For example, antibiotics are the chemical substances which control disease causing organisms, especially like bacteria, Understood? But now what happens? Some microorganisms or some bacteria or the bacteria which focused by or focused to antibiotics, drugs like antibiotics, okay, are resistant. They slowly change their genetic sequence and adopt the chemicals what we are using as antibiotics. Understood? From bacteria to bacteria, generation to generation, slowly, okay, immediately they may not show these adaptive conditions, but after so many years, slowly these are the bacteria or the organisms, whatever it may be, towards that medicine what doctors prescribe to the patients to control the growth of microorganisms or disease causing organisms. With which disease causing organisms, those persons are suffering from that particular disease. Then those towards that chemicals, that particular organisms what they expose or focused are going to be get right and appropriate resistance. Okay, some bacteria which focused by antibiotics are resistance to adopt the chemicals or drugs or medicines. Then these microbes are going to be altered. So altered microbes or modified microbes generally which are not killed by these antibiotics or the medicines, whatever the medicines they knew very well. Towards that medicine they adopt their genetic sequence and their body, understood, or their structure is not able to destroy slowly. Though we are taking that medicines, they may not stop their growth, understood. Those medicines may not kill or retard the growth of microorganisms. Okay, why that particular microorganisms are going to be maintain resistance to the diseases, resistance to the drug or medicines. That particular microorganisms we are calling modified microbes or super microbes. What are the microbes? They are super microbes. To eradicate these super microbes which are altered already, which adopt the chemicals what we are taken as medicine, which are not killed those particular microorganisms, which are not stop or retard the growth of disease causing organisms, then those microorganisms are called super microbes. Then like that, okay, in our society, if these microorganisms continuously change their genetic sequence and resistance towards show resistance towards the chemicals, then what is the chance, what is the way to stop those super microbes? Then we need to go for implementing and increasing the technology through which we are going to make new therapeutics to control the super microbes or whatever the microorganisms they are going to cause some diseases, okay, to the humans and plants and the animals. Now you got the students? So these super microbes are controlled by new therapeutics. So these two scientists okay, microbiologists and epidemiologists, they send the information about these super microbes. Okay, these microorganisms, though we are not taking medicine, they may not cure, they may not eradicate, they are not move away from the body of the person or plant or animal. In that situation, what is the steps are needed? Those steps are needed from new technology or modern technology what we follow. New technology or modern technology or modern science are needed to take or give new therapeutics. Therapeutics are nothing but the medicines or the treatment. What newly advanced treatment is needed to advanced microorganisms, because all these are the microorganisms are in advance, means they altered their genetic sequence. That's why they cannot, they couldn't die because they already resistant, show the resistance towards such kinds of medicines. That's why we need to make a new medicine or a new treatment, that is a new therapeutics are needed to control disease causing organisms. Disease causing organisms or super microbes. Okay. Now got the students? Okay, then here these two scientists, now we talk about microbiologists and epidemiologists. First, microbiologists and epidemiologists. Okay, epidemiologists thought that two different types of diseases, especially, okay, two kinds of diseases or two different types of diseases. Two different types of diseases. Like emerging diseases and re-emerging diseases. What, students? Emerging infectious diseases. Okay, what is infection? You know very well. What is infection? Now we all suffering from, okay, entire society in the world, just they suffering from coronavirus. Okay, that coronavirus is a infectious viral particle which can easily to transmit from one person to another person through the droplets, okay, of saliva, or through the air droplets what come out of the, okay, respiratory tract, by sneezing, by coughing, okay, whatever the different liquid droplets they comes out of the infected person. If those droplets are going to enter into the healthy person's body, then it can easy to start their new life in the new person's body. So that person is also can easy to transmit them. So like that, if it is continuously, okay, distribute from person to person, that type of condition is called as infection, or those diseases we are calling what? Infectious diseases. So here emerging infectious diseases, and second one is re-emerging infectious diseases. Emerging and re-emerging infectious diseases. These two are first identified and thought by two scientists, microbiologists, two different scientists, microbiologists and epidemiologists. Both are having a close relation, of course, based on their studies. They are studying, both are about okay, microorganisms and their role, activities, okay, in the society, and how to distribute, how to infect from person to person, what is their symptoms, okay, are they dreadful or giving death finally, or any medicines are there, whatever it may be, that particular study is done by those scientists only. Based on their studies only, they are finding out two different kinds of diseases, like emerging infectious disease and re-emerging infectious diseases. Okay, emerging infectious disease means now which diseases we all suffered from. Now, to which diseases we haven't proper therapeutics? Now, with which diseases all the society are suffering from, and what are the steps they are following to come out of the diseases? Okay, the current situational diseases, with which diseases entire society suffered or suffering. Those are called emerging infectious diseases, like some exemplary diseases, okay, in that the first one, what it is? AIDS. And a long time, if they have to sustain their life forms in the form by creating some diseases in long time, then those are only we understanding as whether they are continuous diseases or not. Okay, so here we are generally seen that emerging infectious diseases like AIDS. What is the full form of AIDS? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. What is the full form of AIDS? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Okay, now I better to remove this particular second infectious diseases like lateral, right? Okay, here AIDS. What is the full form of AIDS? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, which caused by the microbe or pathogen called what it is? HIV. It is a virus, human immunodeficiency virus. Understood? This is the virus which attack on the immune system of the human body. Once that HIV particle enter into the healthy person's body, then what happens? It immediately attack on the immune system. Okay, destroy the immune system. Then all the problems, all the different kinds of diseases and different kinds of physical, mental problems or body problems are going to be arose in the body of the person who are infected by the HIV. Then the person will not survive. Understood? Slowly the immune system is going to be retarded. Then the person slowly moving towards the death. Understood? So it is now we understand this AIDS as an exemplary, okay, emerging infectious diseases or a disease. Next one, right? We are also observing some other emerging infectious diseases, right? Like mad cow disease. Mad cow disease, what we generally seen in the cattle. It is also very dangerous. Understood? Which is completely stopped that particular slowly attack that respiratory system and nervous system, all those are completely affected by this mad cow disease, and totally that animal is going to die. The particular, it is also emerging infectious disease. And another disease like SARS disease. What is SARS, students? I think you know. What is the full form of SARS? In your past classes, I think you learned. Okay, here SARS means severe acute respiratory. So respiratory system is going to be affected. Respiratory syndrome. SARS, severe acute respiratory syndrome. It is also a disease. With which disease? Okay, so many people they are suffering from which disease they suffering from. Understood? So now currently so many people they suffering from these diseases, and they are so much of population is going to be die in the world. Understood? So now current situation we are suffering from this type of diseases, not only these three. So many diseases are there. So in the current situation in the world, with which diseases the total population is going to be suffering is called as emerging diseases. Now first we focus our concentration on that current situational diseases or emerging infectious diseases. Okay, just we increase our concentration to stop those infectious diseases. And what are the new therapeutics, whatever the chemicals, whatever the medicines, whatever the vaccines are needed to produce to stop these emerging infectious diseases, we need to be take very good steps to control these emerging diseases, infectious diseases, students. Then now we discuss about re-emerging infectious diseases. What is re-emerging infectious diseases? Okay, before few years ago, In the past period of time, some diseases are rapidly distribute their number and rapidly cause so many diseases to the humans and plants and animals. Okay, in past time means previous days, whatever the diseases, they are very much proliferated, very much dreadful, dangerous. Okay, in those days the people like scientists, they are going to give right and appropriate made a new medicine or a particular therapeutics which they given to the society if they are, when they are using, like for example antibiotics, when they are giving right and appropriate medicine in the form of therapeutics, when they follow the therapeutics, then automatically those diseases are going to be vanished. Vanished means not completely eradicated. The percentage of the infection is going to be declined. Now the entire population who are suffering from that diseases, the population percentage is going to be decreases. The people who are suffering from those diseases slowly decreases. Very little percentage of people only they suffering from those diseases nowadays, because in these particular decades of years of time, just all the people they are adding so many therapeutics to control those diseases, then those diseases number of the people who are suffering from those diseases are going to be decreases. But now those diseases and disease causing organisms again, they start their infections to all the people in new area or new habitat. By selecting new habitat in which area people are not having idea about the vaccination, about the therapeutics, about the medicines, about the drugs what we are using to stop the growth of pathogens, then those past diseased organisms or disease causing organisms again they start their proliferation and distribution and their infection in the new area in which area the people are not aware with therapeutics or antibiotics or vaccination, then they again start their distribution and again they start their disease abilities in all the people in the new area. That is we are calling re-emerging infectious diseases. These re-emerging infectious diseases are some exemplary diseases like tuberculosis, cholera, typhoid, diphtheria, like so many are there. In those past years of time, they are very much dreadful and dangerous. Now we have a right and appropriate medicines and therapeutics which control that disease causing organisms or retard the growth of those disease causing organisms. For example, tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is a bacterium which is the reason for getting the disease like tuberculosis. Understand? Like cholera, Vibrio cholerae, it is a bacteria which is going to rapidly increase the disease like cholera. Like whatever the disease causing organisms we seen in the past period of time, now again they started to increase that death rate by implementing or proliferating their number in all the healthy person's body. The people who are not aware with the therapeutics like antibiotics, vaccination and medicines which already available in the market to take in the right time to stop the growth of those microorganisms, but they again start their life. Those are called re-emerging infectious diseases, students. Now better to write a little information about re-emerging infectious diseases which are basically need. So the next one, it is re-emerging infectious diseases. Re-emerging infectious diseases means what already we discussed. In the past time, previous diseases, now again they are going to start their life in new habitats. Understood? Actually they are resurgence in condition, incidence, resurgence resurgence in condition, incidence. These diseases are resurgence incidence pathogens, means return back. In that particular time, they are going to decrease their number. Okay, they decreased. But now in the new habitat, the people who are not having idea and awareness towards that particular therapeutics, the therapeutics which control the disease causing organisms, again they are going to start their life by all the pathogens or microbes in all the people. Then they are infect the genetic information in the form of microbes from one person to another person who are not immunized, who are not having resistance towards those diseases. Again they come back and proliferate their number. That is we are calling re-emerging infectious diseases. For example, some diseases like tuberculosis, okay, and some diseases are like cholera, disease like cholera, and the diseases like dengue fever, like etc. Whatever it may be, those diseases, if they may come back, okay, resurgence incidents, again they start their life in some areas. In the people who are not having idea, lack of knowledge on therapeutics and antibiotics, vaccination and right medicines what they are going to take before the entry of disease causing organisms. Understood? If they are not follow preventive measures by taking therapeutics in the right time, then definitely these past disease causing organisms again start their population increases in the people who are not having idea. Okay, ma. So like that emerging infectious diseases and re-emerging infectious diseases are also, okay, generally released that information by the scientists, microbiologists and epidemiologists. Understood? And okay, that's why we have to be alert and aware to all the disease causing organisms by increasing and implementing technologies through which we are introducing new therapeutics to control the disease causing organisms or pathogens. Okay, all these are in one hand, but now we have another okay, task is there, very big problem is there. One of the tasks are needed to faced by the people in the world. It is okay, what it is? Bioterrorism. What is the student? It is bioterrorism. What is bioterrorism? Okay. Bioterrorism is one of the threats to human society. Bioterrorism is one of the threats to human society through biological components, biological organisms. Okay, every time we are getting so much of fear and inflicted diseases we are getting. We are always in the threatening condition. Because every year we generally see different kinds of viruses. They came into the world and give very big destruction by killing millions of people. Okay, in the human society. Okay, different kinds of different varieties of viral particles enter into the world or into the country. Then the people suddenly may not have right and appropriate therapeutics. Then what happens by discovery of new therapeutics or new medicine, okay, or giving right and appropriate medicine before the making the medicine, just so many people, billions of people, they are going to die. So that is very big conflict diseases we are getting, very big fear, very big confusion to save our life from all the different kinds of diseases and disease causing organisms what every year they enter into the world and enter into the country. So that is the fear or the conflict diseases what we are getting. Diseases and feeling threat of human population by new pathogens and its entry into the world or into the human society. By all these entry of different kinds of pathogens and different kinds of pathogenic organisms, always people are in the dilemma, in condition. Always people are in the extreme adverse situations. Okay, so that is we are calling what bioterrorism. It is a very big threatened situation or situations facing by human society to how we control these disease causing organisms. Every time, every day, new therapeutics, new techniques, new tactics are needed to face a new disease causing organism what enter into the society, human society. Understood? So how can we control these particular disease causing organisms? How we are in the safe side from all these different kinds of disease causing organisms or pathogens? How we are not getting these particular situation, bioterrorism, biological components as usual they enter into the human society and causes a threat or dreadful diseases to the human society. Due to that their action, okay, millions of people they are going to die. Understood none? Okay, year to year, until the right medicine came into the world, lakhs of people they are going to die. So that is we are calling what the situation we are calling bioterrorism. Okay, to control or to be ready to face any kind of disease, we ready to tolerate any kind of disease by only the way that is okay, information gather by genomics and bioinformatics. Okay. Genomics and bioinformatics, which we are generally using in the biotechnology, through which we can easy to understand the disease before the showing symptoms. How can we eradicate the disease? How can we alter the genetic sequence or destroy the genetic sequence of disease causing organisms? Everything, just we need two different branches of science are needed, that is genomics and bioinformatics. Genomics study well about give information about the genetic sequence of pathogens and how we are going to make a new medicine or new therapeutic which can easy to control the replication of genes in the pathogenic organism. And bioinformatics, the tools what we are needed to increase the therapeutic number and information what we gathered to stop the chemical activity of pathogens, which they are related to biotechnology. Just these two are the main branches what we follow to, what scientists are follow to make a new medicine and new therapeutics. All these are very much important for forming new therapeutics which can control super microbes and newly entered pathogens. So, dear students, this is the information about microbes in human welfare. Already in the previous classes we learned something well about importance of microbes which is needed to the human welfare. Here also it is the idea what given by the pathogens only, how we eradicate them. Without that idea it is not possibility to control the disease causing organisms. So of course they are giving threat to all of us, but we need to take information to control such kinds of diseases, or we can come out of the situations, certain situations to save side. Just what kinds of techniques and methods we need to follow to make right and appropriate therapeutics to control the disease causing organisms. It is very big information, big subject to proliferate our generations, to stay our life for longer time. I think you know, when compared to before of olden days to now, we generally seen the technologies are increased rapidly. So that's why in those days they haven't proper medicine and proper antibiotics, proper therapeutics to save the lives of people in those days. But now we increase that lifespan and stable lifespan in all the people by taking an appropriate therapeutics what now we follow. So that occurred only because of the inventions and discoveries what taking place in the field of science. So that's why students, okay, we just know very well about the microorganisms and their role, whether it is what impacts they give into the society, human society, and the people who are there in the world, or animals and plants, whether they are positive impacts or negative impacts, we need to learn, and we need to understand the microbes and their role in the society. So the topic microbes in human welfare completed. Now we go to discuss about our next topic, and very important topic in the NEET examination. So many questions will come from this topic. So you all pay very much attention to this topic. How already you paid that attention on the previous topic, microbes in human welfare. In the same way, on this lesson also, I hope you all paying very much attention to listen and take information about our topic, plant breeding. Understood, students? Now you please put the main heading of our topic, that is plant breeding or plants in a human welfare. Plants in a human welfare. I think you know very well about the plants and their role in human welfare. But now one more time, what are the concepts are needed to cover in this chapter? Okay, just we will see. Okay, now you please put the main heading of our topic, that is plants in human welfare. That is, we discuss about plant breeding.